So it's finally time for me to fix the Arkham Knight Batman by McFarlane Toys, and starting off small, we're gonna do the eyes first, because for some reason the eyes, while pretty well positioned, are they're completely black for some reason. So he sort of looks like a cat high on catnip, like really weird dilated eyes, and it just throws off an incredibly good sculpt. So I'm just going in with some blue here to recreate Bruce's famous baby blue eyes. Well, not baby blue, but they're supposed to be blue. Now we're gonna paint the abdominal plates. I'm going in here with just a mix of white and black to create a sort of darkish grey. And yeah, I don't really understand why McFarlane didn't paint these, because they're quite obviously supposed to be the same color as the rest of the armor in the game, and then the black undersuit should be just that black. The coverage is really good, but I don't know if you can tell, but it's a pretty heavily watered down coat, so I'm gonna do another one when this is dried. In general, I do really like this design for Batman. I feel like some of the black swirly bits are a little bit... they just sort of feel like they're there to be there, like they don't really have a purpose, like the bits on the biceps, but other than that, it's a really, really solid Batman design, I feel. So now I'm doing a sort of metallic dry brush with, I think it's Vallejo gunmetal I'm using, just to indicate that all these bits are supposed to be armor. In the end, I don't really stick with this look, but, you know, this is a customizing live video, so you get to see every misstep I make. If you do want to weather some sort of armor though, you can see I start off from the sides and just try to catch the, you know, like the little raised edges, because that's where the most wear and tear would be. Do some dry brushing on the neck area here, a lot of mechanical detail that really gets lost in the blackness of the factory paint. Do some dry brushing over the gauntlets as well. You can see just how much detail shows up as soon as you start doing this. Dry brushing is my favorite technique. I've said it in a lot of videos, but this is just a prime example why I love dry brushing. You can just see the sculpt come alive. Just look in comparison to the original. A little bit more dry brushing over the entire torso. Like I've said several times, I don't really have I have like a vague idea what I'm doing, but usually I just end up improvising. Here I'm painting the little lights that are on the chest for whatever reason. I'm using just like a really bright silver to make those lights pop. So now we're gonna detail the belt, and starting off I go in with some Agrex Earthshade by Games Workshop. It's a wash, and I'm just making it seep into all the little nooks and crannies on the belt to bring out some detail and give it some depth. I didn't want to go with a straight up black because I feel like the contrast would be a bit too cartoony. These more like earthy colors, I think they just work better with the gold, because this is supposed to be metal still, I'm pretty sure. Just being quite sloppy with it, I'm not really being too detail oriented at the moment. So now I'm just shaking it to make it dry a little bit. I'm not actually intending to keep this sort of darkened gold. So I grab a tissue here and I just wipe off the majority of it. But because of the clumsiness of this tissue, it's not really going to reach into the little nooks and crannies where the paint seeped in. So it's going to keep most of the detail, like the corners, shaded. Which is exactly what we were trying to do in the first place, so it just works out. So here I'm going in with some silver just to detail the belt. And looking at reference pictures, these bits here are silver, so nothing really to it, I'm just following the reference pictures I find. Speaking of references, it's really hard to actually find a well-lit picture of this particular suit, because every screen cap I can find has Batman in a really dark area, and aside from that, his suit in this game is also quite reflective, so some bits that look black may actually be of this like gunmetal, and yeah, it's a little bit of a nightmare to find a consistent picture. But you can see just how that tiny little splotch of silver just makes the belt pop so much more than being this big chunk of gold. So it turns out that there are quite a lot of undetailed parts on this figure, so these little bits here on the shoulder pads are supposed to be metal, so we're just going in with the same sort of brightish silver to make this area pop. Unfortunately, the shoulder pads are quite inaccurate to the game. In the game they have this really cool, like, really smooth carbon fiber look to them, and these are just two big flat black shoulder pads and they look really off. A little bit more silver detail work on the gauntlets this time. So here is when I realized that I really don't like the look of this sort of like dry brushed armor, so I'm just going in with lead belcher, and actually no, it's still Vallejo gunmetal, and I just cover the entire armor section with it. So here we are finally with the Arkham Knight Batman repaint, and I don't know, like, from here he looks really good, and then if you zoom out so you can see the legs, something just looks a bit off. I think his legs are a bit too thin. Let's see, if you remove the cape, I don't know, that looks good too. Maybe it's just like the cape I really don't like. It's too clunky and it's just like a big fat piece of plastic sheet basically. Torso looks better now. I just scrapped the original idea to go for like matte colors and I painted it metal. I just think it looks better. Head is a massive improvement. I think those eyes turned out really good. I even had to repaint the skin, but it's nothing you're really gonna notice. McFarlane really nailed this head sculpt though, so I don't really see why they failed so drastically with Arkham Asylum Batman. Because this Arkham Knight Batman head is just flawless, pretty much. But yeah, dry brushed the gauntlets, dry brushed the boots. I'm not really sure if technically they should be dry brushed, because dry brushing usually equals, you know, wear, and the suit is like brand new in the game, but assuming Batman just keeps using the suit, I guess, well, a suit similar to it, it's gonna get worn, I guess. A bit of dry brushing around the neck area, as you can see as well. I don't really know if I like him more than my Arkham Asylum Batman. I do really like this head though, and overall I really do like this suit as well. I guess I'll make a comparison. So here they are both compared. Obviously, this being the Arkham Asylum Batman, and this being the Arkham Knight version, and you know, I really do enjoy the more classic look, but this tactical look is also really good. I do still really like this head sculpt here, my custom one-of-a-kind head sculpt, I guess, but the Arkham Knight head, for what it's supposed to be, is spot on, and especially if you can see the eyes, I think that looks so good. This is obviously like a younger Batman, and this is the older PS4 new gen Batman. I don't know, guys. I can't really make up my mind. Maybe a head swap, but I don't know. I didn't think this was going to be this difficult. I don't know which one I prefer, and I would preferably not have two Batman in my collection. Difficult. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you have any ideas how to improve this one, then let me know, because I am out of ideas except replacing the cape, because I hate this cape. And I also hopefully want to replace these horrible Ratchet jointed feet, because he cannot stand. Well, he can stand now because I forced him to, but it's really difficult to just like pick him up and stand him up in an action pose. Also, another thing I really don't like about this figure is that, you see, like, this ab bit is not in the middle, and it's because of these ratchets. Like, it's really hard to get him exactly in the middle. Like, now it's sort of in the middle, but then it goes like that, so it's just annoying. There's a lot of frustration with this figure, but, like, just looking at it just like this, it's a beautiful figure. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and, please, let me know.
I am Batman, and the battle has only begun.
It's over, Joker.
Over? Why, my dear delusional Dark Knight, it hasn't even begun.